Dude, my bad. Alright. Dude, I really wish my picture was down here, but it's not. So what's been up, man?
What do you What do you mean your picture was down here?
Oh, I don't know how you see Hangouts, but I see two pictures in the bottom right hand corner of my screen down here, and
Yeah.
so when I'm talking, uh, I could switch it to me or you or whatever, but I could
hmm
also switch to me or you. I don't know why I said that twice, but I could see both of our pictures down here. So depending on who I talk to, whatever. You get what I'm saying?
I do. I get your beard is glorious, man.
Oh, thank you, man.
Check out that beard.
Is that in the back?
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna put her on.
Okay.
She won't. She won't be happy about that.
Dude, I wish I had fucking better internet so I could see you better, but I don't. This is the best I got.
What?
So how you been, man? How's life?
Are the lights all the way up or no? No, are the kitchen lights all the way up? Is that better?
It was fine. It was fine before.
Here, wait, hold on. There you go.
So what's been up, man?
So what's up?
Nothing. How you been?
I'm good. Well, except for the whole federal government thing, that kind of sucked. But I got a new job.
What? What are you doing? What are you doing now?
I haven't started yet. But I got a job with a company just down the street, pretty much, and for a lot more money, and way better, man. Because I hated my job.
What were you doing before?
I was doing quality assurance for
That's right.
They make special polymer shit. Yeah.
So what are you doing now?
Research and development.
That's pretty fucking broad, man. That's all you do is research and development? Don't you specialize in something?
So the company makes carpet.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they do, right? They make that kind of shit.
Carpet?
So that's what carpet they make the fibers and shit that go into it. The nylon fibers. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what it would be. That's just what they do. I don't care. I'm out of that fucking company that I was at. So
this is a long way from your masters, man. This is a long way from the beginning.
This is a long way from the beginning, man. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, from A gang to fucking biochemistry to fucking master's thesis to you and what was it 4 people working on some weird ass protein shit.
Yeah.
And then QA for a polymer company, and then research and development for carpets.
Yeah. I've done it all, man. I've done it all.
You're like a jack of all trades.
What do you want me to do? I'll do it.
You want me to suck your fucking dick? You want me to I'll suck your dick for quarters. Is that what you want?
Whip it out, pussy. Why don't you put that in the oven? Does it go in the oven? Huh. Anyway.
Dude, you're not worried about uh, Nora growing up and being all pretty and dealing with the dudes?
I got guns, and they're loaded.
What does that mean? What are you gonna do? Got a boyfriend, and like
What?
I have to deal with it, like, cause like
You
cool
got
with
a
it.
boyfriend?
Yeah, she's 11 and she's got a goddamn boyfriend. Like, I don't, what the fuck? I don't even know what the point of it is. I know it's not real, so I don't really have to worry about it because I like these ones don't count. But still, man, it's kind of early, right?
What do they do? What are they doing together?
Like they go to birthday parties together and they go to events together, like games or school things, and then they get each other fucking gifts. And I don't know what they do. I think that's it. You know.
Well, is she still real religious?
Uh, so funny story about that. Yeah, yes, she is, man. So she, in fact, she told me the other day that, not the other day, it was like a few months ago, but I'm still stuck on it. She told me dinosaurs don't exist. They never existed.
Wait, what?
That's
What
what
did you
I
say?
said. That's what I said. I was like, "What are you talking about?" I mean, they literally have
Wait, no,
like
no.
bones and evidence of
I didn't. I
dinosaurs.
honestly didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I
What
said
did
that
what?
she told me that dinosaurs never existed. They're not real. That's not a real thing.
My God, ask a friend like that.
Yeah, I'm like, they literally have, fossils and
Bones,
evidence.
bones.
Yeah, like bones. They constructed like whole dinosaurs and been like, what is this? And then they named it, and their dinosaur names and shit like that. And she's like, no, those are big rhinoceroses.
But who? Where did she get this?
Dude, from the Bible. She deduced it from the Bible because um, the if you do the age of the Bible, whatever, it's like only 6,000 years old or some shit like that. So
Like,
that's where she
like,
came up with that.
what does she say to like what? What is she's 11? But what does she say to carbon dating?
She don't know anything about that, right? I tried to get into it, and she got defensive, and she was like, "You believe what you want to believe. I'll believe what I want to believe." And I was like, well, shit. All right. Well, what happened is my 5-year old Brianna, she like pulled me aside and she's like, Dad, just let her believe what she wants to believe. And I was like, I was like, no, yeah, she's a reasonable one.
Like, but
And I was like, no, I gotta correct this. Like, I don't want her to like grow up like thinking dinosaurs aren't real. That's weird. Like, she needs to, be aware of, knowledge and stuff like that. And, Brianna was like, Dad, if what she believes isn't hurting anybody, just let her believe it. And I was like, well, shit, I really can't argue with that. So I kind of let
I
it
guess
go.
right. We deal with the same kind of thing. Not that bad, but a Baptist daycare, and but this is the last year because I'm gonna quit. So
Quit teaching?
yeah,
Why?
not forever, just until they're both in school. Because I'm gonna get enough money at this new job, she can stay home.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're done.
Nice. Okay.
But I hate that daycare because they're like they like has been there and they're like they pull the kids down in front of their faces they're like yes and they're like yes what I was like yes ma'am and I'm like no don't do that to my kid like don't do that to my kid and she like started doing it, and she'll be in the bath or something and be like, Jesus loves me this time. And I'm like, I don't care about that, but like they were, what did they say? They were like, you need to, oh yeah, her big thing is, it's a sin, it's a sin. That's what Nora says all the time. It was like a southern accent too. It's a sin. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did you learn? It's a sin. And so, but then what was it? The lady said, what did she say? She said, no, you need to go tell everybody that you meet in the grocery store or whatever that like Jesus loves you, and because they might not know. And I'm like, don't fucking tell my daughter to become an evangelist. Like, I don't want her doing that, you know? She's 2.
She's gonna be going door to door. Do you know Jesus?
Yeah. Hey, you know that it's a sin? Sodomy's a sin.
Do you remember when we were on the boat and we had
You tried to ninja kick me and you hit your head on the fucking plug trunk and knocked yourself out? Yeah, I remember that.
no, no. Do you remember the fucking that pump we changed out?
Yes, I was talking with somebody about that. Benny. I know you don't remember Benny, but I was talking with him about it. And I'm like, no, we threw this pump overboard and it came back. It was like the pump that never died.
Dude, why? Do you even remember why we had to even work on that thing? Like, why were we even working on that thing?
It wasn't a pump; it was a garbage disposal, and it broke because the cook had thrown like 24 dozen eggs down it, and it turned into concrete, and it seized up. Yeah, remember that? Now you remember.
No, man, we didn't. We didn't work on a garbage disposal. We worked on the. It was the fucking pump for the sanitizer sink, right? The shit that fucking sprayed the hot water on the dishes.
That was a garbage disposal.
No, man, garbage disposals are under sinks. This was not under a sink.
It was under a sink. It was under the part where the cranks would spray their water. It was a garbage disposal. It was a motor with a gear that it was like, you know, it was a garbage disposal. Basically, it was just a high tech garbage disposal.
I know what a garbage disposal is. I swear to God, it was underneath the sanitizing sink, because you had the fucking the sanitizing sink, and then you had the fucking motor that was like, how was it even in there? What? Because it was like, it was below like.
I don't know how it was in there, but it was a garbage disposal because when we opened it up, we were like, I was like, I can't get this thing out. You know, we were like wiggling it around and like we couldn't get it out, right? And then when we finally did pull it out, there were like 24. It was like 2 dozen eggs that he threw down it, right? And it was like concrete. It was like stuck in there, like that thick.
Dude, why was that bitch so hard to get out? I don't, because I remember like, how long were we working on that motherfucker? It had to have been like hours.
At least 8 hours, at least like a whole day. Like it was like a whole day of working on it. Why? Okay, what, what was it like? Did they want you to like wire it or what? What was the whole thing with that? Because like, why were you even like? Why didn't you just tag it out and then leave me to fuck with it for hours? Why were you there?
Well, one, because I wanted to hang out with you, but two,
Yeah, but
they told me that I had to unwire it. So I was waiting for you to disconnect it so I could unwire it. And you fucking took forever to fucking disconnect it, so I was stuck there.
okay. Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
And I want to say like
God.
like half of it was submerged in water. Is that right?
Mm-mm. What it was is there was it came down from the drain, right? And then the bottom had an elbow in it like this, right? Like that went up to the other portion, like the drain portion.
Like an S
And
pipe?
then there was like, yeah, yeah, exactly. And then there was like that much clearance from the bottom, from the bottom of it to the top of it. And there was all these pipes in between it, right? And so it wouldn't come out. Like it wouldn't like physically, like there was no way to get it out. You know what I'm saying? And there was no way for you to even like get like a hacksaw and cut it out because it was all like mounted in there. So it was just like stuck.
Dude, if you
The
could
only thing,
describe how hard it was to get that pump out, because obviously it took you 8 fucking hours to remove one pump. Like it shouldn't take 8 hours to remove a pump. Like most pumps are union, maybe valve, union pump, right? And you just boop
yeah,
boop boop take out the pump. But like, why was it so hard? Why did it take 8 hours? Why did it take you
there
eight
was no
hours,
room
mechanic man?
because A, I'm not a mechanic man, but B, because there was no room when they built that shit. Like it's the same thing. Like you never worked on the trim pump, right?
I
You
did
never
work
worked
on
on the
the.
trim pump with me. You did work on the trim pump?
Yeah, it was an electrical pump.
Okay. Well, did you ever replace the packing on the trim pump?
No.
Okay. Well, if you ever did, you had a like a 2 foot box that you would have to squeeze through, right? And then you couldn't squeeze all the way through, so you had to just like stick your hand like in there and feel around for the packing, right? And it was like, oh, well, you got to turn it like a quarter inch at a time, a quarter inch flange like at the time to unloosen the packing, and then remove that packing with a dental tool, and then replace that packing because you couldn't physically. They designed it. The engineers on the boat designed it so that nobody could physically get there and replace it. Like you could get there with your hand, but you couldn't get there with like your whole body. You know, it was stupid. It was just a stupid design.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they designed boats like for functionality first, and then they were like, how are we gonna make it to where people can replace shit on here? And then they came up with that
No,
next.
I talked. I talked to people at and I was like, you know, how did you guys engineer this shit? Because like obviously, somebody had to think of this. Like there's no way that you can remove these things, And they're like when they designed the boats, they had like a computer simulation, right? And they had the computer simulation with like a little guy that would like walk around
Was he a
and like
hobbit?
go to yeah, pretty much. Right? Like it's like, oh yeah, somebody could fit there easily. Like, yeah, my daughter, she's almost 3. Like, she could fit there. I can't. I'm a grown ass man. I can't fit in the fucking trim nest. Like, what dude? Not only that, when we went to go replace it was the external hydraulics for the external, like all the mass and shit, right? The accumulator for the external hydraulics.
Yeah.
When we went to go pull that, because something happened where the O-rings went bad along the piston. We went to go pull the piston out. It wouldn't come because it hit the roof. It hit ventilation. So you had to remove ventilation to get it out.
man. Yeah, that was shitty, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
But literally, like, so out of everything that I worked on, that fucking that trash garbage disposal unit
The
was the
TDU?
worst. The craziest thing about this though is it's not the crazy fact that it took me so long to get. We threw it overboard, and then like 2 days later, it was back on the boat. The same fucking unit. Like, who pulled that out of the water?
Yeah, I know, cause the waters had to been like 30 feet deep. It had to been at least deep enough for the boat, you know?
More, right? The
Yeah.
draft is like 34.
Yeah, that's right.
So what? So it's got to be double that. Who went down? What diver went down? Was like, oh, they must have forgot this, and like put it on somebody's rack.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, cause who's did it? It showed up in my berthing, and I was like, "What the fuck is this pump doing here? What is this? Is this it? Is this the pump?" I was confused as fuck, man, because it looked like it was like corroded and shit, like it's been in salt water and shit. I was like, what the fuck? We're not gonna use. What is that?
Here's the thing,
What
right?
is that?
If that's laying on the bottom of the river, that meant that the divers were around, like looking around. They're like, oh, hey, what's that? Oh, let me go pull it out. And then they gave it to somebody. They're like, hey, we found this underwater. You want it? You know, and like somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I want that."
I think half of that's our fault because I remember like after we got it out, we were like, we should probably dispose of this properly, but we were so pissed at fucking working on that thing for 8 fucking hours. We were like, let's throw it overboard. And we threw it fucking overboard instead of getting rid of it correctly, and that motherfucker came back. It came back, and I was, what the fuck? The longer I've been out, man, the more I forget. Dude, what would you say is the funniest moment that me and you had on the boat?
Dip
so, I just want to say that is the single most uncomfortable I've ever felt with my butthole. Ever in my life.
You realize that you started a war. Like, you started a war. You started a war in egg that lasted a whole underway. And you were like free and clear. Like, there was no retribution.
Yeah, I don't even remember like why I did it. Like, there had to have been some reason why I do that though. Like,
that was Josh's idea. That was like, we should do that, and you're like, I'll do it, and it was done.
It was shitty, man, because I never shit in something so small. So I was like, oh, I think I could do this. And you guys gave me his little spitter, like the little urinalysis bottle. And I went to the shitter, and I was like, all right, this is gonna be kind of weird, because the hole. So, like, your shits vary in size, you know. They vary in size. And the hole of the dip cup, like, you know, only that big. So I was like, fuck, I gotta hit this perfectly. Like, this has to be a perfect shot. Like Luke Skywalker in A New Hope when he sinks the Death Star. Like, this had to be that this had to be that shot. Right? So I was like, alright. I'm on the shitter, and I'm like holding this thing under my asshole. I'm like shitting. And I'm like trying to find the point, because, you know, the shit always kind of has like a, you know, like an end or a beginning. I guess it'd be the beginning. And then I was like, get it in there, but like it fills up the dip cup immediately. Like, I shit and it fills up the dip cup, and I'm like, oh, it's full. but like half of the shit is still in my ass, so my butthole's stuck open. Like I've never had my butthole stuck open, so instantly I'm like, I don't, I don't feel good, because like I want to shut my butthole, but it won't shut. Like it is the closest I think I've ever felt of being raped. Like I've never been raped. I've never had anything in my asshole like that, but I think that would be the closest feeling to being raped. But eventually, like I had so my butthole stuck open. I got a dip cup full of shit, and I'm like, all right, well now I got to get it out. So like a ice cream cone, I kind of like, just fucking lead it out and like kind of try to balance
Up
the
and down.
turd on top of the fucking dip cup, and then like at the same time like hold it while I'm shitting, and then I had it like the whole shit or whatever, and I'm like, oh fuck, now I gotta like you gotta cap it off, you gotta because you can't just here's a dip cup with a whole turd in it, right? So like I had to like cap it off. So I had to do the hard thing, man.
Funny.
I had to cut it off, and then cut it off, and then do the little cap, and then I think we put it like we put it like back in his jacket.
Back in his poopy suit.
Oh, his poopy suit. Yeah, I wasn't there for when he found out. How did he find out again?
Oh my god. Oh my god. So, so he was relieving me from watch, and he comes down. He woke up and he puts his poopy suit on, and he's like, "Oh man, this dip cup's like heavy. I gotta go empty it out, right?" And he opens it up, and he's like, "Oh, what is that?" Right? And he's like, "Oh." It's a turd. It's a turd in his dip.
Oh shit!
The best thing about it is like we didn't say a word the whole underway, right? It was a month or two, right? Maybe longer. Nobody said a word. You were like free. You were free. And like total war, because like somebody shit my caught my gummy bears. Somebody
Yeah, what do you do
shit,
about it?
thought officially. I don't know why he thought it was because whatever. So shit into something, and then is like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna shit in your gummy bears." So he shit in my gummy bears.
You had like wasn't it like a fucking like a big ass 5 pound bag of gummy bears?
And he shit in that gummy bear bag.
Dude,
So
wait, how many gummy bears did you have left when he shit in it?
Oh, I don't know. I had multiple bags of the gummy bears. I had like a lot of gummy bears. But anyway.
Wait, do you think he shit in that gummy bear bag like on the shitter, or do you think he was like in machinery room?
Probably in the machinery room.
Just like in a back corner, like fucking like with a bag under his asshole, just shitting it. Like, could you imagine if like walked in on his ass while he was shitting in that bag? Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, the thing is like you got to think like the machine room was kind of a perfect place because you had the sanitary tanks were right underneath the machinery room, so you could literally be on watch and pee down a drain into the sanitary tank. So I mean, like if you were taking a shit, it didn't really matter because you could pee into the sanitary tank. Like normally when you shit, you pee at some point, right? So
you couldn't shit down there though, right? You couldn't shit in that drain.
No, you couldn't. You shit down a drain.
I was
Just like mashing
like waffle stomp it down the fucking. I didn't think you guys did that because I was like, man, I don't know if we had it. I mean, we in the engine room we used to piss down drain pipes, but I don't think we had like anything we could shit down. I was like,
You
are
guys
they
would
in the machine room shitting?
you guys would piss down drain pipes and it just go into the bin.
No, no,
And
no,
somebody would clean that.
no, man. We didn't shit in bilge, or we didn't piss in bilges. We they were like gravity drains that went to the sanitary side.
The bill. No, no, motherfucker. Those were gravity drains that went to the bilge. You were pissing it straight into the bilge. All of those fucking drains went straight to the bilge, and you guys would piss down there, and then people would come and clean it up.
Nah, that's not right, man.
'Cause
That doesn't sound right. I don't think you
No,
fully, you didn't fully understand the engine room. I don't think.
think about this. Here's how I know it's right. I've been to the fucking bilges in the engine room, and I know what they're like.
Did you
But
clean? Did you clean them?
B, B, think about this. Was there a bathroom in the engine room?
Yeah,
Where was the head in the engine room?
right next to maneuvering.
I don't remember that head.
You do remember that head because, what was it? We only pissed in that head. We never shit in it because there was no fucking toilet paper. And you remember, what was that officer that was really fucking dumb? He used to wear his hat like on the top of his head, like that.
I don't.
He was
I
the
don't
he was the
remember
electrical
that,
officer for a long time. He was that fucking socially awkward dude. Fuck, I don't remember his name. But can you remember? Who?
Buckle?
Who?
Chief? No, that was the electrical officer.
No, he was a chief. No, the actual officer. He was an ensign.
The actual officer. I don't remember that officer.
Fuck, he was the dude that clotheslined during our football game. But I think it started with a D. He wore his hat like all fucking high, and he looked like the whole time. Anyway, he shit in our shitter because he had a shit, and then he realized, oh shit, there's no toilet paper, so he like had to like, you know, shitty walk all the way back to the forward compartment because there's no fucking toilet paper in the goddamn engine room because we don't shit in that toilet. But
So
yeah,
I swear to God though, I swear to whatever that you guys there were several drains that you guys would piss into that went straight to the bilge, right? And they had to be vacuumed out or whatever. And there were bilge alarms that would go off, like bilge, blah blah. That because they never expected somebody to piss into that drain, right? They never expected like, oh, there's not supposed to be urine in this drain. But then people would come and clean that shit up, like because every time, after watch or whatever, people would come and clean,
yeah,
and they'd be
afterwards,
cleaning up fucking piss and piss and dip spit and whatever else. God damn.
Fuck. So what did you do after you got your gummy bear bag shit in? What'd you do about it?
I took the turd, and I cut it in half with scissors,
What the fuck?
and I put it in.
Wait, how did you handle this turd? Like with your hands?
I don't remember if I had gloves or what, but I took the turd and I cut it in half, and I put it into. I want to say I put it into. I know I put it in a Will's cup, like his coffee cup, and somebody else's cup.
You fucking dick.
I want to say I put it in his cup because they were on watch together, right? And I was like, these motherfuckers did it, right? And then And then somebody shit in my coffee cup. And what ended it is somebody shit in my coffee cup. And I washed it and drank out of it.
You fucking dirty motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, that's what the chief was, our chief at the time, and he's like people were getting sick, like people were getting sick, and he's like, all right, guys, like we pulled in the Port Canaveral, and he's like, all right, guys, enough. I know we've had a fun underway and everything. He's like, but enough with the shit. People are getting sick. People's properties are getting ruined. He's like, people's cups, there's shit. And he's like, throw that fucking cup away.
So shit was such a big deal that your chief found out about it and had to give you guys like a PSA on how not to fucking drink exactly. Shit.
But here's how beautiful the whole operation was. Even then, you were still free and clear. Even then, it was only like weeks after we pulled in from the underway that we told, like, hey, it was Maddie. Like, Maddie did it. And he wasn't even mad at the point. He was like, fuck, whatever.
Dude, that wasn't about the same time he got that fucking MRSA shit on his fucking. That wasn't because of the shit, was it?
I don't know. It might have been.
No, God.
If so, fuck you. Because cable handling space for 2 months. 2 months I slept in cable handling space.
Because of his arm?
Yeah, Riggs had MRSA. I didn't want to sleep in there. And then, to make matters worse, had MRSA. We get home, and the guy that I was living with in Mystic, he got MRSA. Ugh. And I was like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm out. And that's when I moved in with him.
Because you're a fucking horrible person.
And that's what you get. You fucking hit the plug from Rick.
Dude, I have no idea why I was doing that. I do. I remember now. Because I was like, it was after watch, and I had to go down to the battery well and do like dailies or whatever. And I got done or whatever. I was cleaning up, and I looked in the machinery room, and I saw you standing on that fucking box that was like right below the hatch or whatever. And I was like, dude, I could totally fuck him up if I just like ran full speed and like fucking boom, drop kicked your ass or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it. And it was just like that. I don't even know why, but I was like, ran past the chief's quarters in the machine room, jumped, and then I fucking just clipped my fucking head on that fucking hatch ring holder, whatever, like held the hatch ring or whatever, and unconscious, just like fucking out. Do you remember? Do you remember like see me coming?
Hold on. You know what that is though? That's karma.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Because I was on watch as a AOW, and you put me in a sleeper hold and made me fucking pass out.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Yes, you did. You did.
For what? Why did I do that?
No reason. I was on watch, like fucking taking rounds, and you put me in a sleep hold, and I fucking went out
for no reason.
For no reason. I was like laying on the floor, like, and you're like, "Oh shit, dude, are you all right? Are you all right?" I'm like, "Oh fuck, man, I gotta take rounds," and I just walked
off. There's no reason behind that.
You put my arm up like with the chokehold. There was no reason.
There had to have been a reason.
There was no reason.
I didn't say anything.
You were shocked that it worked. No, you were shocked that it worked. You were like, "Oh, it worked." Like, woke up. I was unconscious. I fucking went unconscious. You let go of me, and I dropped right by. You remember, right by the head, the two stalls, and the shower, right up there by I guess it was the plug trunk. No, it was the escape hatch. Right, the forward the forward
Oh shit! It was in the
head.
middle of birthing.
No, it wasn't in the middle of birding. It was right by the escape hatch. You know how like you come around the corner, like there was like a little like a semi turn around the escape hatch.
Which escape hatch?
The forward escape. So like you pass the plug trunk and you're going towards that other like the actual escape hatch.
Yeah, there's a birthing right there.
It was before the birthing. Before you get to the birthing, you know there were two like SCBAs right there on the left hand.
You think I remember where the SCBAs are?
No, but I do, motherfucker.
I put you down right there. There had to have been a reason.
There was no reason. You just did it.
I was like, fuck it. This will be funny.
No, you weren't on watch, and I was. But I was like, motherfucker. I woke up, and I was like, motherfucker, I'm on watch. And I like went and took a rap.
Like, I can't be asleep on watch.
You came up to me. You remember, there was the bathroom right there. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah, where we cut everybody's
hair.
hair. The main birthing? Or
yeah.
the main head?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Man.
It was right past that.
Dude, I just want to say, I'm sorry for putting you to sleep on watch because, you know, you shouldn't be asleep on watch. You go to mass for that. You shouldn't, you got to be awake the whole time.
Here's the thing. You got yours because you tried to fucking karate kick me later and you knocked yourself out.
Dude. So I remember running, and then I jumped, and then I was asleep, and then I woke up on the ground, and I was like, what the fuck? How did I end up on the ground? I was just running. Like, did you see me coming?
Yeah.
So you saw it?
I saw the whole thing. I don't think I even moved. I was just like... I was like, what the fuck is this dude doing? When we moved is when we saw the chief quarters door open up. We were all like, fuck this shit. No, here's when we moved when you were... Oh my god, what are you watching? Oh my god. Anyway, we were sitting there laughing. We were laughing at you, right? And then you moved your head and there was blood on your hand, and we were like, fuck this shit. We were out. We were like like everybody went a different way. Like, fuck you.
What did it look like when I was running at you though?
It honestly looked like the Foot Clan. Like, it was funny because it looked like the perfect ninja kick. It looked like the perfect ninja Foot Clan, like, you know, like the legs in the air, like the, you know, like the, like, it looked like the perfect kick, but it was cut short.
It was too high.
It was too high.
How long was I out?
Not long.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Not long.
Yeah.
I wonder how.
I remember waking up, the blood, you know, and then the Chiefs' quarters opened up, and they were like, "What the fuck is going on out here? Who's going to mass?" And I was like, "Oh, because the trim pump, was it the trim? No, the trim priming pump is right there, and the lip of the decking or whatever that kind of keeps water from going out into the bilge or whatever. I was like, oh, I tripped on that lip, and I just fucking hit my head on it. And it was Chief. He was like, "Oh, well, we need to get you to doc. Let's go." And I was like, "Oh my god, it worked! I can't believe that worked." Shitty thing about the whole thing is Doc, he put like 8 staples in my fucking head that day, and he was like, "Hey man, I don't have any like anesthetics to numb this, so you're just gonna have to take
Staple your head.
8 staples like straight to the skull,
I'm
like
telling you,
just
man,
deal with it."
that's karma.
Yeah,
It's
but the
karma.
shitty thing is, so I never had staples before that day, and I didn't know how like staples worked or whatever. It's a stapler, like
It's a staple. Yeah.
a stapler,
Yeah.
like for papers. And he's like, click,
Yeah.
click, click,
Yeah.
click, click, and I felt my fucking like scalp like squinch up or whatever. I was like, what the fuck, dude? And it kind of hurt or whatever, but I was like, is this gonna be good or whatever? Do these dissolve? And he's like, no, we gotta rip those out like after it heals. I was like, ah, fuck. It didn't pan out well for me at all.
That was karma, man.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you put somebody in a sleeper hold on watch.
Dude, there had to been some reason, man. I feel like I'm not that.
I love how you're like, I don't remember that. I'm like, yeah, you did that.
There had to been some kind of
I was
reason.
like, I remember too because I had the fucking like the radio with the cord on my like like the shoulder, right? And you come up and I'm like, and the radio snapped off, right? And I'm like, right? And you're like, it's just like whatever, right? And I pass out and I'm like,
What's that like? Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
something like that. Yeah, something like that. And I wake up and I'm like, motherfucker. Oh, I'm on watch, man. you just like went to bed.
I left.
You left.
Wait, so I left you? Like I put you in the sleeper hold and then I just left you there?
No, you were there when I woke up.
Oh, that's
but
good.
I was like, because I told you, I was like, motherfucker, I'm on watch, like, and you were like, or whatever, and then you just walked off, like, it was like,
I guess I'm done with that.
Fuck, dude? Like, what the fuck, man? I'm on watch.
Dude, that's weird. Your facial expressions are money, though.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
I can't believe that you don't remember that.
I do remember that. I just wanted you to talk about it.
Okay. All right. You just wanted me to talk about you putting me in a fucking sleeper hold on watch.
Yeah, I do remember it.
Dude, why did you do it? Let me ask you that. Let me ask you a question, motherfucker.
I wanted to see if it'll work.
And it did.
Yeah.
Well, obviously. And then, okay, so you were satisfied and you just left me there?
Yeah, I was like, it worked. Cool. I can go to bed now.
Oh, here's the difference. And then this is the biggest difference between me being out and me being in. The work that I'm doing now, I hate it, right? I hate my work. But the fact that I hate it is not the thing. Is the thing that in the Navy, if I hated my work and I hated somebody that I worked with because they were being an asshole, we could go in the machinery room and I could close the door and the fucking bell would ring and we'd fight it out and we'd do whatever, right? And there were rules. You wouldn't punch somebody in the face, right? Like the face was off limits. You could get kidney jabs. You could do whatever you want. And as soon as the fucking door opened, it was over and it was settled and it was over.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody was cool with that. In my work now, they want to talk shit and they want to talk shit and they want to do this stuff, but like I can't punch somebody. I can't do anything. So I just have to sit there and be like, yeah, oh, okay. Like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Right. Oh yeah, I agree with you. When I'm like,
I wish I could shut the door.
If you would have if you would have been in the Navy and the door would have been closed, I would have beat the shit out of you. You know, like that's really where I am, and you can use it. Just don't use my don't use my full name or whatever because
I'm gonna have to black
I
out your
swear to God,
eyes.
dude, I mean they've thrown a pen at me. They threw a pen at my head,
Who
and I
did?
almost snapped. I almost snapped, man. But here's the thing: if that happened in the Navy, it would have been totally different. You throw a pen in my head, it would have been like, all right, the machine room doors closed, bell ring, ding ding, and we're done. Like this game's on because it would have been over,
I know.
and I wouldn't. It would have been a totally different situation, and it would have been fine. It would have been totally fine. You know, like you fight and it's over. It's like whatever, okay. Everybody goes their separate ways. Okay, whatever. Who won? Who won? Whatever. Nobody's got a black eye.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, the civilian life is
Anyway,
definitely different.
totally different. Totally different.
Dude, I think I gotta pee so bad.
All right, go pee. Goodbye.